Alfred Free Time. Tomorrow.
The Coppleridge Inn launches its new weekly craft evening from 6 until 8. You're invited to take along knitting, sewing, crochet, painting, or any creative project you've been meaning to finish and enjoy a relaxed evening with drinks and company. There's still time to catch Painting with Textiles at the Arts Centre, where Katie Randall is exhibiting Dorset scenes created entirely from fabric. The exhibition continues until Tuesday. From Wednesday the 13th of May, members of the Silton Arts Club take over the gallery with a new exhibition of artwork. On Wednesday afternoon, there's a pop-up cafe and plant sale at Fontmell Magna Village Hall from 3 until 5. You'll find homegrown flowers, vegetables and herbs, plus cakes and refreshments, with proceeds supporting the Fontmell Friendship Garden. Also on Wednesday evening, Motcombe Women's Institute hosts an open meeting at the Memorial Hall from 7:30. Former Dorset Police Inspector Alan Jenkins shares stories from the Royal Tour that went wrong. Non-members are welcome for £3 on the door.
In Dorset, there's not many inspectors, so they all tend to spin various plates and wear different hats. And one of the hats I wore was the planning and commanding on the ground of royal visits.
If you're fascinated by the night sky, the Cranbourne Chase Astronomy Club welcomes astronomer Mark Radage to the Grosvenor Arms on Wednesday the 13th at 7:15.
I was shortlisted once for the Astronomy Photographer of the Year.
Shaftesbury Library also celebrates 55 years in its current building on Thursday between 4 and 5, with tea, biscuits and memories from decades gone by. Thursday the 14th of May sees Shaftesbury Town Silver Band holding its annual general meeting at the Band Room on Bleak Street at 7:45. Friday night's film at the Arts Centre, presented by the Film Society, is One Battle After Another. Leonardo DiCaprio stars as a paranoid former revolutionary drawn back into conflict when a corrupt military officer targets him and his daughter. Sean Penn also stars. And on Saturday the 16th of May, the Budapest Cafe Orchestra brings an evening of Russian-inspired folk and gypsy-flavoured music to the Arts Centre from 7:30.
Play from memory rather than read from notation. So nothing to sort of block the way between the audience and ourselves on stage. We think about the lighting. A lot of theatrical thought gone into it.
Tell Alfred about your event. hello@thisisalfred.com.
Back in April, Shaftesbury clubs, organisations and community groups are invited to outline their ambitions, concerns and future plans during the Town Council's first ever Town Assembly. One of the presentations came from the Friends of the Westminster Memorial Hospital. They say they want to develop further healthcare projects in Shaftesbury, particularly around mental health support and community care. The charity grew out of the old League of Friends, which traditionally focused on improving conditions for patients, visitors and staff connected with the Westminster Memorial Hospital. The chairman of the Friends is Julian Pritchard.
The Friends of Westminster Hospital have changed considerably over the years. The League of Friends, you may well have known about, had a remit to support the hospital and whatever matron really needed to help patients and improve staff welfare and training. And really make the idea to make a stay or visit the hospital a little easier, calmer and simpler. Back 2017 there was a risk to the hospital, a risk of the beds being removed and the hospital being closed, and we managed to stop that threat. And since 2019 we've become the Friends, different slight setup whereby we carry on doing what the League of Friends has done, but on top of that we run annual appeals, and the bit that's exciting for me is the long-term strategy, and that has been to deal with all the reasons the hospital had for closing.
Recently, they helped fund changes to the car park to improve parking arrangements. There were concerns raised by the NHS about the difficulty in using the parking area.
And since 2019, we've built an access route through the hospital, which you may or may not have seen if you've been there.
Increasingly, the Friends have been using their funds to buy buildings and lease them back to the NHS or care providers to extend the range of healthcare support available in Shaftesbury. The Friends also benefit because their money remains tied up in property and continues generating income.
And we've been primarily concentrating on mental health. And since then, we have doubled the capacity of Steps to Wellbeing. Number 2, Abbey Walk, we've over doubled the capacity of the community mental health at One Abbey Walk, and we've been incredibly lucky to take over Pepperell House.
One of the biggest recent developments has been the acquisition by the Friends of Pepperell House. It was donated to the organisation by the former Pepperell Society, which had been linked to Abbeyfield when that was wound up. Now it's leased by the Friends to the Bournemouth Churches Housing Association and used as supported accommodation for people who are medically fit to leave hospital but still need extra help before returning fully to independent living.
And that provides, at the moment, 8 residents a chance to just acclimatise to life outside of hospital on their way home. There are 8 individual bedsits with balconies overlooking the stunning views, and it's been an absolute success. And I think one of the nicest things I ever heard, I was chatting to one of the residents who said, he was only in his 20s, and he said, "This is the best time of my life." And you think, wow, we are doing something good equally on one hand, but it's sad that they feel that this is the best time. But it is a wonderful building.
Julian told the Assembly the Friends now hope to expand services further, including increased supported accommodation and potentially extending facilities connected with the hospital site.
And as for aspirations, this year we're looking at extending the beds by another 4 or 6, hopefully going out to tender in June. The other projects that I'm looking at potentially, if we can do it, another floor, on the physio department of the hospital, extending the capacity of the mental health building at One Abbey Walk. There's so many little ideas at the hospital, whether it's a little cafe and restaurant in the courtyard, the district nurses need a new home. There's many, many things going on.
But like many charities and community organisations in Shaftesbury, future plans depend heavily on outside support and donations.
We're always open to properties if they can do it, and we just need legacies and money like everybody else and volunteers. But we do what we can with what we got, and I think we'll carry on. We've nearly finished the mental health capacity for Shaftesbury, and hopefully we can move on to other areas of the hospital.
So the Friends told the Town Assembly they've changed tack. Instead of funding short-term purchases, their long-term approach increasingly focuses on securing buildings and facilities that continue supporting healthcare services in Shaftesbury for years to come. What began as a small village fundraiser designed to give Motcombe Fete organisers a year off has turned into one of our area's fastest growing community events. Now, for its 3rd year, Motcombe's Music Festival is expanding again, this time with 2 stages, continuous live music, local performers and plenty of street food and family entertainment on the 27th of June. Organiser Roger Everest says this year's biggest challenge is about keeping the atmosphere alive from start to finish.
We're trying to get as many local performers this year as we possibly can. I think nearly all the people appearing are very local, in fact.
Roger says the festival has deliberately moved away from chasing expensive headline acts. Instead, organisers are putting the spotlight firmly on musicians from Shaftesbury and the villages.
And we've increased the number of performers. We've got Connor Smith opening again this year. He's very popular. We've also got a young lady called Hannah Trim who does country singing, who's an up-and-coming star. So we're looking forward to hearing from her.
Former Yardbirds harmonica player Billy Boy Miskimmin from Shaftesbury, Jamaica and Tom Clement's band who'll close the night.
We've got 2 stages this year. A band can set up while another band is performing. That means that we can really run continuously through with the live music.
It's going to be very slick. It'll be like watching Glastonbury on telly.
Well, we haven't quite got to the pyramid stage yet, but we're working on it. It's looking good. It's looking another very good event coming up in Motcombe.
The afternoon's been designed to feel more like a village celebration than a traditional music event.
And then we have participation coming in again. We've had the Bollywood dancers, and they're appearing again, as in the past on the last 2 festivals. But we've also this year got line dancing, so people can enjoy a go at line dancing. The main music from the other band starts at 6 o'clock and goes through till 11 o'clock-ish.
There'll be lots of fun for families in the afternoon, trampolines and games and kids' activities, and lots of food from donuts to Majeston ice cream.
So this year we have Greek street food. They're coming from Salisbury. We've got Afro-Caribbean. I'm not sure where they come from. I think they're Tisbury, somewhere around there. Pizzas, which will be coming from a converted fire truck. Dorset Lamb are coming down with their burgers and so on. And then we have fish and chips from Mr. Chips, who does the van that goes around the different villages.
Lamburgers is a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what we thought. They were actually at the Shaftesbury Food Festival, so I popped up and had a word with them, but they're coming along to us as well. So, yes, they were very popular up there, so I'm hoping that people enjoy them when they come to the festival.
The event now takes months of planning with fencing, medics, security, risk assessments and volunteer rotas, all needing to be organised behind the scenes.
So you have to have the risk assessment done. We've got the loos to set up. We've got to have medics on there. We've got to have some security in case anything happens when people have had a few drinks. And we've got 90 fences going up all around, so it's fully enclosed apart from the gate. And they have to be, obviously, if there's a need to open, we have to be able to open them and let people out straight away. So, yes, logistically, it's quite tricky. But, as you say, it's our third event, so we're getting quite good at this now. We're getting fairly well organised.
Do you get people trying to jump the fence, trying to go in for free?
Well, I don't know. If they jump the fence, I may not see it. So if they do, it's a shame because it's a charity event, so the money is going towards the community. So it would be a shame if people do try to do that. But we have, as I say, we have the fencing all the way around. So if they decide that that's the approach they want to take, there's not an awful lot we can do about that. So it's something that can happen. I don't think it has happened though, because we do have fencing, as I say, surrounding the event, which makes it tricky. Say because the fences themselves are 6 foot high, so they're pretty good at stopping that sort of.
Almost 1,000 people attended during the day in 2025. Organisers believe the festival can grow further, and Roger says there's plenty of room for more visitors.
Some people come and leave a little bit earlier, so as I say, if they've got younger children. But so it's very hard to judge. I think, as I say, we worked it out to about 800 last year, and if it goes up, that's fine. We're able to take more people. It's a big area, and people can bring along gazebos if they wanted to put up a gazebo to either keep out of the hot sun, or if we have a shower or something like that, then it'll give some protection. But there's plenty of room. We can take more people than we had last year, so hopefully it does grow. Yes, that would be good.
Is there anything then that is limiting potential growth? Car parking? I suppose most Motcombe villages will walk in, but is that a challenge for people who want to come in from afar?
Not really. We've got a big area for car parking at the far end of the recreation ground. And I've spoken to the people who have the field behind the hall, and they're prepared, if necessary, to open that up for another parking area should we need it. We haven't needed it in the past. We've managed okay. And the car parking volunteers are extremely good at getting people parked up. So that's been okay. But as I say, we do have an overflow should we need it. So, yeah, all welcome. And it's free parking as well, so that helps as well.
I mean, it's always a standout when it comes to your promotion because the design of the signs, it's always really stylish and eye-catching, and they're everywhere.
We'll put the posters up, and we're going to have lamppost banners. There'll be large banners around Shaftesbury and outside the hall in Motcombe. And we'll have flyers as well that will go into different places, put them up in shops, and I'll put them, around the village as well. So I'm not sure how many we got altogether, but there'll be plenty around. You'll see them going up, let's say, in the next couple of weeks.
Roger says the festival's purpose remains simple: raising cash for Motcombe facilities and bringing villagers and the wider community together.
The whole kitchen is beginning to show its age, so we want to, if we can, update it to make it more of a commercial style kitchen. It's pretty good as it is at the moment, but there are certain changes that need doing. Some of the equipment needs replacing. It needs reconfiguring in different areas. So the money is going to go towards that because it's clear that things like that, when you're having things done to the hall or improved in the hall, it costs a lot of money. So and also the car park is going to be widened. So again, we're going to need some money to get that sorted out so that the school can use it come school drop off and pick up times. That they can use the car park, and we can get more people in there, which would ease the problems outside the school.
And of course, you're all volunteers. So how many people in total are helping drive this? 3
of us mainly, and then on top of that, we have the volunteers on the day up to about 20. But we're hoping that as many as possible. It makes it easier then for me to do a rota. We don't want people doing car parking for the whole event, otherwise they miss the whole event. So it'd be good to get volunteers who can come along and maybe do an hour or 2 hours and then go on to enjoy the festival themselves. So they do volunteer. They also get a very snazzy T-shirt with crew on the back and the high vis. So it's worth doing. I think it's something that you can feel satisfied that you've helped the village and helped the community with. It's the biggest event we have in Motcombe each year, so it'd be good to get as much support as possible.
So we've got 2 key dates, really, haven't we, Roger? We've got the Helpers recruitment evening date and, of course, the event itself.
So 19th of May is when people come along to the Clock Hall. I'll be down there to explain what they can help with. Should they be able to help us at all, that would be great. And we can go through the event and what happens through the day. And on the 27th of June, the actual day itself, the gates open at 1 o'clock and the fun will continue through until 11-ish in the evening. So a good day to be had by all, I hope.
The Motcombe Music Festival takes place on the 27th of June. Gates open at 1 p.m. The music continues till around 11 o'clock. Organisers are looking for more volunteers too. They're hosting a recruitment evening at the Clock House behind the main Memorial Hall on the evening of the 19th of May. That event starts at 7.
Alfred, your community radio station, is supported by BV Dairy of Shaftesbury.
From engineering to logistics, finance to food innovation, the food industry offers a world of opportunity. Discover your next career with us at bvdairy.co.uk/careers.
Wessex Internet. Future-proof broadband made local.
Alfred is made possible by Boatwrights Estate Agents of Shaftesbury, professionally qualified, honest and committed to stress-free property transactions.
Elite Garages Shaftesbury keeps you on the road with MOTs, tyres and servicing.
At Elite Garages Shaftesbury, we offer free tyre checks, so we can check your tyre tread, pressure and overall condition.
Here's what's new at Shaftesbury's Morrison's Daily with the manager, Sharon Horseman.
Hi, this is Sharon from Morrison's Daily in Shaftesbury. Only the finest spuds are good enough for Tyrrell's hand-cooked English crisps. Lightly sea salted, or you may prefer the sweet chilli and red pepper. 150-gram bags, normally £2.80 on offer for £1.85.
Shaftesbury's 10 past forecast.
I'm Ash Yuri with Shaftesbury's weather. Sunday morning will be dry with some sunny spells and wind.
Shaftesbury's 10 past forecast.
I'm Ash Yuri with Shaftesbury's weather. This evening it'll be dry and clear spells to finish today, which will lead to a dry night with some clear spells and temperatures getting down to a chilly 2 degrees in the early hours. Looking ahead to next week, it's dry with sunny spells for both Monday and Tuesday.
In the past year, we've heard from landowners in Samley and Motcombe who've lost livestock because dogs have attacked their animals. And the debate's been opened again by a Cannes resident who says he spends 3 hours a day walking Fontmell Downs and the nearby countryside with his pet. Paul East is urging dog owners to use leads around livestock. He says sheep must safely graze on the downs because without them the evolved landscape would face an ecological setback. It's a subject he understands well.
I did an OU degree in natural studies and environmental studies. Walking the downs, understanding the downs, a lot of my project work for that degree was involved on the downs, and I'm watching it steady degradation. I mean, there's all sorts of issues up on these downs. I could write a book in relation to the damage that's being done to the downs, but the people that graze the sheep, these downs are created by sheep. Sheep grazing over thousands of years of what have made the downs what they are. And if you can't put sheep up here safely, the downs characteristics and the plants, the ecosystems will die fairly shortly. So really important that the sheep are able to graze up here.
Paul's message is straightforward. Dogs on leads around livestock.
I want my dog at the moment is not on a lead. She will be if we come across livestock. And I'd take particularly care in relation to the various wild things on the downs.
Paul's post and picture has attracted many comments. Linda from Gillingham says no dog is 100% predictable, and so many dog owners are delusional about their pets, thinking they'll never attack anything. Nigel says he and his family walked near the flock on the downs on Saturday morning, shortly before this incident, and said he saw dog owners who are ignorant, stupid lawbreakers who'll get everybody banned from the downs and spoil it for everyone. They were walking past livestock and the dogs were not on leads. Patricia O'Donovan from Shaftesbury claimed she'd witnessed somebody walking 2 dogs without leads on Melbury Hill. Janet Webb, though, from Fontmell Magna, who keeps sheep, says it might not be dogs. She suggested it could be badgers. Paul says there are other potential culprits.
There's 2 possibilities in relation to the lamb. One, it was a fox, which is perfectly possible, but more likely it was a dog, because when I walk the other end of the downs, I know the farmer there quite well. She's lost livestock due to dog feces. She's lost livestock due to dog attack. People really don't care. They just don't care enough. And so a small reminder at this time of year, particularly as lambs are very small and run away, it's an incentive for dogs. My dog was thinking, they've got to be played with. So it's an issue.
What kind of behaviour do you observe when you're walking around the downs with other dog owners?
Well, most of the regular dog owners keep their dogs, if not on a lead, they keep them under close control. And when they are near, particularly sheep, they'll be duly careful. And a lot of the regular dog owners, their dogs are familiar with the area and familiar with the sheep and the cattle at that.
You often hear the argument, you highlighted this, people say, well, my dog wouldn't attack any livestock because people obviously have dogs at home, they're their pets, they're one of the family. They don't think they're going to do anything like that. What would you say to anybody that presents that response?
Well, it's a nonsense. You don't know your dog. You know your dog when it's at home and you know the circumstances. I know my dog up on the downs because we're up there for 3 hours a day. It's a completely different environment. And the dog is, at the end of the day, it's an animal. They're all very nice and cuddly at home. I've seen Jack Russells attack cattle. They're really lethal cattle. And they'll go for the rear of the cattle, they'll bite the legs, which of course terrifies the cattle, and off they run. At the same time, I've seen other people walk through a herd of cattle with a dog on a short lead, with the cattle very interested. And the safest thing by far is to let your dog off the lead. The dog will look after itself, and the cattle could end up crushing you. So you need to know, fundamental basic laws, really.
Under UK law, dog owners can face prosecution if their pets worry livestock. It's an archaic term, but it means chasing or attacking sheep, and farmers are allowed in certain circumstances to take action to protect their animals. The discussion online's turned to whether graphic photographs of injured animals should be shared publicly.
I'm a vegetarian. People are quite happy to, yes, I'll buy that nice chunk of lamb and eat it, but I get very upset. I did not post deliberately the whole picture of the whole lamb. I cut its head, and I didn't cut the back end, show the back end where the animal had been attacked. If I'd showed the whole end, yes, but God's truth, if you're prepared to sit down for dinner and eat a lamb, for Lord's sake, you've got to be prepared to see a dead one.
But arguably, if you hadn't posted what you posted, people would just scroll through a text post. They wouldn't be reacting because it wouldn't catch their attention and prompt the response and debate, would it?
100%.
This debate, though, has highlighted wider tensions between countryside access and farming concerns, with Helen Giles arguing on social media that some people treat rural land as though it's public space without understanding the risks posed to livestock. Do you understand basketball scoring? If you do, James Short needs your help because the North Dorset Nets are playing at Port Regis School on Tuesday night, and James needs 2 volunteers to help with the scoring as they take on the Blandford Badgers. We've got his contact details. James works at the Mitre, so perhaps it's easier popping in and offering his service if you can help. There are some hot topics being discussed this Sunday on social media locally. Residents locally are becoming increasingly frustrated by drivers performing dangerous donuts on roads and roundabouts. Fresh tyre marks appeared on the raised surface in Angel Square, the paved area, on Friday night at the road junction of Copper Street and the High Street and Angel Lane. We got a message from G, who heard the noise on Friday evening about 10:30. In fact, we got a message from William Moore, who thought the noise was coming from the Belle Street car park. He could hear the racket all the way from Bimport. We put these pictures up after an incident last month when a foolish driver deliberately tried to do donuts, spinning a car in tight circles by accelerating hard and causing the rear tyres to lose grip on the A30 in the middle of the evening in Henstridge. Can you imagine what would have happened if somebody was coming around the corner and hit that vehicle? It's prompted, as you might imagine, a lively debate. Claire Heppel said she saw the marks and had seen a Mini driving down the high street at a stupid rate of knots that evening at about 10:30 or 11, though somebody said a Mini can't make those kind of marks. Others have wondered whether CCTV or doorbell cameras may have captured the vehicle. Tim Chappell said that a car linked to the incident has appeared on his security camera footage. Some locals suggest the problem's becoming more widespread. We've had comments from people in Gillingham. Carol in Peacemarsh said it's happening in the early hours there, around the roundabout there. It's divided opinion because some commentators on our social media say it's harmless fun. Others say the driving is reckless, noisy and intimidating for people. June Willis says fun doesn't have to be upsetting for locals listening to fools causing issues on roads. And Dave Greenman says whoever thinks driving like that is a bit of fun has a strange mentality I'll never understand. Several locals have called for police involvement and suggested drivers responsible could damage their vehicles or, more importantly, cause a serious collision. A youth culture trend that's exploded globally from South Korea is now influencing hundreds of young people learning dance and performing arts skills in Shaftesbury at TLW Dance at the Winkham Centre. K-pop has become so popular it now has its own themed summer programme there. And behind the choreography, fashion and social media buzz, local charities are helping kids take part who otherwise couldn't afford it.
K-pop obviously started off as a sort of a music genre, really, but actually has almost become a performing arts in its own right. They have a lot of dance choreography as part of K-pop. There's a lot of videography, fashion. So it's a kind of multifaceted genre, really. And I think lots of people consider, K-pop, it's a music style. But actually, for kids of today, I think certainly when I was young, if I heard a song, I would, record it off the radio on my tape player, showing my age here, and then on the top 40 on a Sunday, for example. But that's not really how children access music these days. Music for them is much more multifaceted in the way that it's obviously on social media. K-pop really came up through social media, and that's how it became so mainstream. And obviously there was the big movie of the year, which has been hugely popular.
That's the owner of TLW Dance, Tiffany Longley-Wolf. For older listeners, Tiffany says that shift is one of the biggest generational differences she notices. Music is no longer just something young people listen to. It's something they watch, copy, share and perform. And that changing culture is shaping what children now want from performing arts classes in Shaftesbury.
It is almost an art in itself, and it's just been really popular amongst the youth. And I think sort of an inspiration in the sort of different ways that they present it. It's, the choreography can be jazz, can be contemporary, can be street. So it's a mix of dance, music, art, videography, fashion. And I think that's why it's been so popular, because it's so visual.
And this summer, for the first time, they're expanding their popular dance day into a full-themed programme running across several weeks.
So we've got a circus day, a Disney day, a musical day, and a pop stars day, and a K-pop day.
Circuses are not an unknown quantity, but I guess you haven't hired an elephant and nobody's going to be fire-eating?
No. We just mean that we do acrobatics at TLW, so we'll be focusing a little bit more on acrobatics. There's obviously lots of things like The Greatest Showman, for example, which is based around circus, and that's just a really popular theme, I think, that is really inspiring to children. And it's just sort of a fantastic, inspiring theme for children to really get on board with. I think that's why we've gone for the circus theme.
I mean, I guess circus is multidiscipline, isn't it? So which of the different sessions gives you the greatest overview of different performance art skills?
I think that's really tricky, to be honest. I think they're all going to do different parts of our performing arts skills. So each of the camps will have some form of jazz, acro, musical theatre, street. So there'll be lots of different facets within each of the sections of each camp, but we've just tried to make a theme to that so that children know what they can expect, and also because some children really interested in a particular theme. I love how popular musicals are amongst the youngsters these days, and so that's already been a really popular camp, and had lots of interest in that one as well.
But when you say musicals, it's new contemporary stuff. It's not Oklahoma and stuff like that, is it?
I would say that it's general, but yes, I think there possibly is a slight pull towards the more modern musicals.
Your final session on the 21st of August is Pop Stars. So help me out, Tiffany, so I can have a conversation with a 16-year-old. Who are the names to drop? Who are the pop stars they want to be like?
Well, there could be so many, but I think obviously Taylor Swift would be the main one that lots of our students would probably want to be like. So I think, again, it's pop stars, but we will be obviously looking at their music, but also their choreography. Lots of the pop stars now, again, do these incredible music videos, but also incredible tours. Lots of the tours are, shown on Netflix, and the kids love to watch that. And so much of that is about the dance and performing arts side as well. So we're kind of, trying to get into that side of it too.
The school has greatly expanded its role.
We've got about 400 students enrolled in total that might do things like different across our whole range of subjects, whether that's ballet, tap, musical theatre. We obviously have aerial silks. We also have adult classes too. But we also do outreach within local schools. So I think with that way as well, we obviously can provide experiences for children that can't necessarily make it to the dance school. So some of our teachers come out. That's all part of the foundation and also supported by Swans Trust as well. That we provide some workshops for local schools so that then other children who might not have been able to access performing arts before will get the opportunity too.
That support has helped children from families facing financial pressures, including some Ukrainian youngsters rebuilding their lives locally after fleeing the war. Tiffany says performing arts can give children much more than just dance technique alone.
It's great for kids for coordination, confidence, discipline, really understanding, how to work hard. It's great for things like learning how to have great work ethic. Keeping them obviously fit and healthy. And lots of them do it just for enjoyment and for that social element. But we obviously have children who do want to take it on as a professional career. We've got a few students this year going off to professional college. Lots of our alumni are professional dancers or performers. So it's definitely, I think you come to make it for what it is right for you. If you want to come just to enjoy it and to have fun, then absolutely amazing. If you want to come and you would really like to be a professional, we can obviously help you with that as well.
She says families who think cost may prevent their children taking part should get in touch.
We can give you the details of how to apply for the funding for it. It's really simple, so it's nothing to worry about. If there's someone who looks at this and thinks, oh my gosh, my child would absolutely love to be part of one of these, but I just can't manage it, and we always just encourage people to reach out. We're always here to help the foundation. We'll always speak to people to and hopefully be able to help them. But because this course specifically is has funding available from the foundation and Swans Trust, we have a really easy way to access that. People just need to get in contact with us to find out how.
And just to be sure, none of the other kids will know who is a recipient of the funding. That's all kept private.
Oh, of course, yes, absolutely. Everything's private. No one knows who's funded and who's not funded. We're just doing it to make sure that children have equal opportunities. And especially now with the cost of living crisis, sometimes it's really difficult to be able to afford that extra hobby, or perhaps they've started and they want to take up extra things because they love it so much. Obviously, everything is means tested. We have a process to go through, but everything is anonymous, of course.
TLW Dance's themed summer camps at Wyncombe Business Park begin on the 24th of July. There's more information on these sessions, booking and financial support available through the TLW Dance Facebook page and website. If you'd like to be more creative but perhaps didn't really take to art in school, then perhaps Jane Purgos's new sessions will be right up your street. They're going to be on Abbey Walk at the Friends Meeting House starting on Thursday afternoon, and you'll try different media, paint and pastel, collage and clay, working with different textures and shapes and materials over the 6 weeks. And the club starts on Thursday the 14th of May and runs from 4 until 5:30 in the afternoon. If you want more information, you need to email heartsmarttherapy@gmail.com for more information. Fete season in the Shaftesbury area goes into full swing on Sunday the 17th with the Four Villages Fete at the Remembrance Field in Charlton. And if you've got books which are just gathering dust on the shelves, books you've read you'll never read again, get rid of them. Drop them off to Nick Zhang, who's arranging the collection at Charnwood Cottage in Donhead St Mary, right through until the day before the 16th. So far, Nick has got around 1,000 books donated. There's always a huge book sale under canvas there, so a chance to get some bargains and a chance to have a bit of a clear out as well. And just a diary marker for now, not next weekend, but the one after, Shaftesbury's Half Moon Pub is featuring a fair bit of live music with their cider festival over the weekend of the 23rd and 24th of May.
View from the Hill. Great stories from Shaftesbury visitors on Alfred.
Where have you come from today, Tom?
We've come from... Where have we come from today, actually? It's a campsite. It's in the middle of nowhere, mate. I couldn't even tell you where I couldn't point to it on a map. Somewhere...
in the New Forest.
Somewhere in the New Forest.
That's the thing about sat-nav, you don't need to know the place names anymore, do you?
You just kind of go to a postcode, don't you?
Yeah,
which is,
exactly.
Takes away the A to Z reading. And
so where's home?
Manchester.
Okay.
Yeah.
What made you come down this area then? Have you been here before?
Oh, this has been on my to-do list place for quite a while.
Oh, Shaftesbury?
Shaftesbury, Gold Hill, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where I saw it, but I was like, seeing a photograph of it, I thought, gotta go there.
And we're next to the famous Hovis loaf. There's no way you remember that on TV, you're far too young.
No, absolutely not. My dad sent me that yesterday, actually. He realised which neck of the woods we were in and sent me the video, so we've just watched it about 20 minutes ago. It looks a little bit different now than it did then, I should say. But yeah, feel sorry for the guy pushing the bike up the hill.
He got paid handsomely.
I'm sure he did, yeah.
So, I mean, you've just turned up now with the family and the dog.
Yeah.
This is it? Has it been worth all that travel from Manchester?
That's some view, yeah, absolutely it has. Yeah. That's the lucky folk who live on this street, yeah.
And people do live on it, yeah.
I believe so, yeah. No vehicles allowed on it, and you're only allowed to be dropped off by a little vehicle, apparently.
So you knew what to expect of the hill. Has the rest of Shaftesbury been a surprise for you in any way?
Well, I didn't really know what to expect, to be honest. There's loads of really nice, quaint little shops. I've just been to the charity shop and spent a few bob in there and the little one. And yeah, there's some really nice independent shops on the high street, which it's always good to see.
So sometimes a staycation's all right, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah, of course it is.
So turning the tables, where would you take somebody that came to stay with you in the Manchester area for the weekend? What are the places to go to there?
We like the south of Manchester.
That's the posh bit, isn't it?
It's the posh bit, a little more affluent. So there's a few sort of national parks around there, a few, what do you call them, National Trust?
Yeah.
Tatton Park, Dunham, Massey, Quarry Bank. If you like the outsides and nature and you have a dog and whatnot, they're really good place. Good for kids too. We've got a 3-year-old there who runs amok in there. So yeah, really, really nice restaurants and bars around there afterwards for the adults. So yeah, good place.
Well, enjoy the rest of your break here.
Thank you very much. You too. Cheers.
Just a reminder that today there's no railway service in the Basingstoke area, so there's replacement buses. Services from Waterloo to Exeter will start at Andover. There'll be buses running between Woking and Andover through Basingstoke. Next Sunday, the 17th, there'll be no railway service in the Salisbury area, and buses will replace trains, with Waterloo to Exeter trains beginning from Gillingham, and buses will run from Andover to Gillingham. There'll be a non-stop service if you're going to Gill. If you need Tisbury, then there'll be a stopping service going through Salisbury. That's next Sunday the 17th of May. On the roads, just in case you're unaware, we've got the closure of Lawn Bridge, which means you can't drive from Motcombe to Mere to the Bay area of Gillingham past Gutchpool Farm. This will continue until the 12th of June.
If you're looking for a few ideas of things to do tomorrow, Monday the 11th of May, and you don't want to travel too far from home, we have a few options for you. All of these are within about an hour's drive of Shaftesbury. Starting off over in Bath at the Theatre Royal is The Constant Wife with Cara Toynton and Sarah Crowe, and that's at 7:30. Head to the Regent Centre in Christchurch for a screening of the new film Hamnet at 1 o'clock, and over in Frome at the Merlin it's Memoir of a Snail. That's a stop-motion Australian production, and that's being screened by the Frome Film Club at 8 o'clock. Over in Salisbury at the Studio Theatre on Ashley Road, it's Desdemona, a play about a handkerchief, and at Wells Little Theatre you can see Guys and Dolls. At the Pavilion in Weymouth, it's the film Glenrothan, and that's also being shown at the Tivoli in Wimborne at 7:30. Those are your events for tomorrow, Monday the 11th of May.
Every Sunday on Alfred, the Belle Street singers Joni de Winter and Susan Grant share stories and reflections from their lives in Shaftesbury. Here's this week's Sunday Best.
That it's David Attenborough's 100th birthday.
Sir David.
When someone's a sir,
yes,
do you have to call them sir?
I don't think you have to, but I think it's because sometimes if you hear people being interviewed and people keep saying sir, they do say, please don't keep doing that, just call me by my name.
Right.
So I would have thought you probably have to do the first introductions with a sir. But I think then it's up to them.
Because, for ages, the Prime Minister...
We did have this conversation.
What, on here?
We?
We've already talked about it?
No, in the pub.
Oh, okay. Well, for ages, the Prime Minister, I thought his name was Zacchaeus. Because everyone always said Zacchaeus, and then I was like, oh, maybe it's Sir, but then everyone says it so fast.
Yeah.
Zacchaeus.
No.
So now I was like, I felt really stupid.
No, I thought it was Zacchaeus, probably not till that long ago.
And I was like, yeah, it's not Sir, is it? And then everyone is like, yes, Joni, it is Sir. And then since then, I've heard loads of people just call him Keir Starmer.
But it is always said very quickly.
Keir Starmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It gets confusing.
Yeah.
We don't know, do we? Keir's not a regular name like John, is it?
No, and Zacchaeus could be a nice name.
Could be a nice name, yeah.
So there we go.
So, Sir John, I guess, could also be a nice name. Or if you wanted, you could just knight one of your own children and just by calling them, like, Sir Michael.
Yes, you could. Would you have a space in between?
We should knight Michael from Shaftesbury.
Yeah.
Sir Michael. Yeah, I'd vote for that. Anyway, yes. Would you have space? I don't know. No, you could use a hyphen. Okay. Sir Michael.
Yeah. All right, there we go, Michael. We've decided you should be on the list for Sir.
Yes. He says hello, by the way. I saw him this morning.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Hello, Michael.
Yes. But anyway, back to Sir David.
Yes, Attenborough. Again, you have to say his full name.
Sir David Attenborough. Yeah. Yeah, you do.
It is funny when you have to use someone's full name. Do you have that with some people? Like,
yes.
And it sounds
But I can't name them on here.
No, I was thinking that.
I do.
And yeah, I was talking to my dad actually the other day, and we were talking about all his past work things and whatever. And actually, as we went through all the names, they were all their full names. Because I was like, that's how I've only ever known them all.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe that's a respect thing, but it's not with the people that I have to call.
No.
That name. No.
It's funny. There is somebody, actually, one of our friends, who only ever calls me by my full name.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, to my face as well. And I think, oh.
Yeah.
I know my full name.
Yeah. Maybe they just really respect you.
Maybe.
I love my full name, so I don't mind it being... Because I changed it and made it, so I am a big fan of my own name.
Okay. Sir David Attenborough, well, he's having a big birthday do.
Yes.
At the Royal Albert Hall.
You would. A, if you were 100.
Yes.
And B, if you were Sir David Attenborough. We all know who he is. You know the Queen? Remember her?
Yes, I do remember
Like,
the Queen.
that's generations and generations of people who have some kind of memory or interaction or, like, sense of occasion. And he's like that, isn't he?
Well,
you've been around for 100 years.
Consistent as well
with,
this path. The same, I feel, with Dick Van Dyke, who was 100 last year.
Yes.
And is still dancing.
Well, and we did talk about him.
Yeah, we did.
If you're 100, you probably get talked about. I wonder if there's anyone 100 this year in Shaftesbury. One of the ladies we were singing to yesterday that in Westbury, she was 100.
Yeah, I
Next
bet we've
week
got
or something.
a few 100-year-olds.
Let us know if you're 100. We'll talk about you.
Or going to be.
Yeah. Never mind a letter
soon.
from the king. Get a letter from Belle Street. That's the way forward.
Wow, that's something to live towards, isn't it? You know.
I finally got my letter from Belle Street. What did they talk about?
Yeah.
So, yes, he's having his birthday party, you said, at the Albert Hall.
Well, it's a concert.
Sir Albert Hall.
That man is going to interview him. That other
that
wildlife man. Steve...
Brackshaw.
Do you know
I
him?
thought he was dead.
No, the one that's not dead. The English one who does Deadly 60, not the Australian who got killed by a stingray.
No, not that one. That would be weird.
That would be weird. Anyway, they've both got similar names.
Oh, so he's doing that. I just wonder how involved he was in that.
Yes,
Is
me
he
too.
like, oh, I've got to go to this party, everyone's decided.
I've got to go to a concert.
Maybe by the time you're 100, you're like, oh, I've done this.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, you haven't ever probably done a birthday in the Albert Hall, have you?
I haven't.
No,
I have been.
I imagine it's not something you can overdo. They probably don't let many people do it.
No. What about Belle Street 10-year party?
Belle Street 10 years at the Albert Hall. Be about 40 people there.
Not fair to pay.
We could get David Grierson on the organ, though.
We could.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure we could fill the Albert Hall yet.
No.
And I'm not sure that 10 years has the gravitas of
100.
100. Do you think we'll still be singing together in 100? Well, in 90 years now. 90 years to go.
90 years to go. What, we 10?
Because we've been singing together for 10 years.
Together for 10, yeah.
So we'd be 121.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, there are certain...
Might want a break by then.
There's some pop stars that keep bringing out...
Rod Stewart must be about 100.
Oh, well, and also...
Or Tom Jones.
Well, what is he? He's well in his 80s, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still going. Not had a birthday party at the Albert Hall, though.
No, and then sort of people like Paul McCartney, they keep putting out...
He must be nearly 100.
But he keeps putting out albums. Anyway, some people love...
That's maybe what people are saying about us.
Yeah.
We're only 10 years in. Look, when are Belle Street going to give up?
Look at these old women putting out these shows.
Just because you put a petticoat on, love. I think our shows about being older would be hilarious. Anyway, what would you... so if you were organising your 100th birthday for yourself...
Why do I have to organise it for myself?
Oh, yeah,
Surely
that's
by
the first
time
problem, isn't it?
You get to 100, other people are willing to do it for you.
I don't know, Susan. I really don't know.
It's bad enough trying to organise your own birthday party at this age.
Yeah.
Unless unless you've got space and ideas and a budget.
This is the importance of having intergenerational friends, isn't it? So you have lots of people you can still invite. In the future, I mean, we're all about longevity. You know, maybe AI will help us be like raving into the night.
Yeah, but some people like a day rave, don't they?
Some people, they're not 100, they're about 39.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, you're right. By the time you're 100, someone else should be organising your birthday party at least.
Yeah.
But you would know what you like by the time you're 100. Hopefully by the time you're 100, you like, right, I finally figured out who I am and I'm this person and I like this and, you know, whereas, you know...
I was sort of hoping that might happen before I was like 40, but, you know.
I know, but we'd all hope. Okay. And when they interview people who live to 100 on like little sound bites and stuff, they're always like, and how did you get there? Was it by being healthy, by being exercising every day? And they're always like, no, I drink 9 cans of Diet Coke, or I have 4 cigarettes a day, or there's always alcohol. It's always people's tips. And then I've seen one that's like, she forswore men. So we could do all of those things.
Yeah. So you haven't got any big plans for
my 100th?
The 100th.
Well, I might start making them now.
Okay.
Now I know that's a possibility.
Well, write it down because then people know, I guess, don't they?
Yeah, and you might forget if you're 100. Maybe they should make it like UK policy that anyone who's 100 can have their birthday in the Albert Hall. Maybe we should petition for that. Or just Shaftesbury Town Hall.
Yes.
Isn't quite the same, but it's got a balcony, but no organ.
Maybe you could bring a keyboard.
Happy birthday to David.
Sir David.
Sir David. From
Yeah.
Sir Joni and Sir Susan. That's harder
That's
to
a
say.
difficult one, isn't it?
We're ladies anyway, aren't we?
Are we?
We are.
Yes, and well, happy birthday to anyone else who's got a birthday over this weekend who's listening.
Yeah, the last of the Tauruses, isn't it, this weekend?
I'm a bit rubbish with star
That
signs.
sounds like a novel. The last of the Tauruses.
Yeah.
Finally, what is the plural of Taurus? Tauri. Tory? Last of the Tories?
No. Oh, it sounds just like
That's
a really
different novel.
a really long film that no one should have ever made, isn't it? Like that you get.
Yeah, but the last of the Tauri or Tauruses.
Tauruses.
It sounds like a dinosaur film then. Have a wonderful week, Shaftesbury. We'll be
Yes.
back next week with something equally random.
We bet you can't wait.
Joni de Winter and Susan Grant share stories and reflections from their lives in Shaftesbury every Sunday on Alfred.
Original creative writing now with another local writer sharing their work in a session recorded at the Trinity Centre on Bimport. Alfred presents Nicolette Gunn with her story, The Wooden Bowl.
The young woman sauntered slowly around the spring craft fair set out in the church hall. She usually loathed such events, but her mother had dragged her along, and as Sarah was her mother's chauffeur, her choice had been to go in or wait in the car for the browsing to be finished. She wandered past the home-knitted baby clothes. Who on earth would buy them? Glanced at the recycle handmade greeting cards and stopped in front of the wood-turning stall. She had a secret passion for wooden boxes and loved the shape, colours and smooth textures of anything made from wood. There were no boxes here, but various dishes and candlesticks, and even an egg cup or two. A small bowl caught her eye. It would fit comfortably into her hand. Its rim was irregular. As if following the flow of a river, it had been knocked about, ground down and worn smooth, the colours swirling and sliding into each other from the darkest brown to the very palest. Entranced, she held it in her hands, tracing its shape with her fingers and caressing the comforting contours. Aware of the hopeful stare of the stall-holder, she reluctantly put down the small object and moved on. Nothing much else in the overcrowded room caught her eye, and noticing her mother settling down by the tea counter with a pot and a plate in front of her, decided a drink and what looked like a slice of coffee and walnut cake would be just the very thing. Barely listening to her mother chatting on about what purchases she'd made, Sarah couldn't help glancing every now and then towards the stall on the other side of the room, just to make sure the bowl was still there. It was, and she could hear it calling to her. Her mother sighs and raised her voice against the background babble of satisfied customers. "You're not listening to a word I'm saying, Sarah. I might as well be talking to a brick wall." "Sorry, Ma, I was thinking. I just want to have another look at something before we go. I won't be a minute." "Well, I might as well come with you," her mother rejoined, "and then we can go straight to the car." Many, many years ago, in a country not too far away, a young farm labourer finishing his lunch threw an apple core over his shoulder and went back to work. He couldn't have known that this one gesture would lead to the growth of a sturdy apple tree that grew and lived through countless cold, freezing winters and hot, stifling summers in the heart of the wide expanse of French countryside. Blown by the warm winds in the early summers, drenched by the spring rains over decades, the tree grew to be tall and strong, producing fruit that kept generations of farmers, their wives and families, supplied with juicy apples over the years. For a tree, it was a fulfilling life well lived. That is, until the last farmer and his wife died childless and the land was sold. A young English couple bought the farm and wanted to modernise the ancient farmhouse, adding several bathrooms as one wouldn't be enough. They had plans for a large family. Recent building regulations had demanded that a new septic tank be installed at a certain distance from the house. Unfortunately, as far from the house as the apple tree had put down its roots so many years ago. Just as the tree began to produce pink and white blossoms, seemingly decorating itself for a festive occasion, the young owner approached the tree with his recently purchased chainsaw. The bright spring sun bounced off the shiny blade and shone a broad beam onto the ancient tree, drawing attention to its imminent demise. The young man, his ears protected, failed to hear the tree's groans as its limbs were tentatively sawn away, ignorant and careless of the life it had led, the history it had witnessed, the length of its years. Before too long, a neat pile of logs lay ready to be stored and used in the long, dark days of winter, the wood burner continuing to be the only source of heat and warmth. His young wife, modern and emancipated as she was, had been sad to see the old tree go, knowing that trees had an essence, a spirit of their own, but being realistic had agreed that cutting down the tree had been an unavoidable necessity. Now, though, as she surveyed the blank expanse of land where the diggers would soon begin, she felt the urge to save just one part of the tree. Her father's long-standing hobby was as a wood turner, and he'd often shown her the best natural shapes of branches and trunks to make good bowls and plates. She carefully selected a piece that she felt was worthy of her father's skills and put it to one side, hoping that the essence of the tree would survive a little longer. The spirit of the apple tree, having lived many years and seen the ups and downs of life, was resigned and realistic about its own ending. It was relieved that not every part of itself would be burnt quickly to provide transient heat for a winter's evening. It felt the comfort of the young wife's hands as she selected the best part of itself to keep. Its spirit moved to occupy that one small log, left to dry out and saved for its next phase of life. The wood-turner appreciated the small log given to him by his daughter. He twisted and turned it and eyed it lovingly from every angle. "I know just the thing," he thought to himself, and set about massaging the wood with his tools into a small, unique bowl. The wood was in good hands, cherished for what it had been and the potential for what it could become. Her mother trailing her through the crowded spring fair, Sarah wound her way back to the wood-turner's stall. A stream of sunlight beaming through a nearby window suddenly lit up the small bowl. She picked it up and glanced at the old man behind the table. His tanned, wrinkled face broke into a winning smile. "That little bowl came all the way from France, from an old apple tree, given me by my daughter. It's seen a bit of life, that piece of wood, but good for many years yet." Sarah nodded. Minutes later, having handed over the small amount requested, Sarah put the delicate, tactile object safely cocooned into her handbag. As she drove home, she felt a contentment settle over her, though puzzled as to the reason why. She couldn't have known it, but the bowl was contented too, happy it was going to a new home.
You've just enjoyed Nicolette Gunn reading her short story, The Wooden Bowl. Every Sunday, listen out for original creative writing on Alfred, and you can have your story aired if you contact Fran Hill on this email address, writing@thisisalfred.com.